Hello, true believers. It's time to do some yard work. As you can see, I have a yard to do, and the grass needs to be trimmed and the leaves need to be swept up. So this is our driveway, and here's our patch of grass and the boss's plants. She loves her plants. She's a plantita, but I'm the one who has to take care of it. So as you can see, the grass has pretty much overrun the place. Here's the Fortuner. So you can see the Fortuner right there, and here's our garage or carport, whatever you want to call it. I always believe in not parking your car outside. Cars are your second largest investment next to your house, so you should put your car that's covered, that's protected from the sun, from the rain, from the wind, from the elements, even volcanoes or ashes. So I always say that every job for every job there's always the proper tools. So let's take a look at my tools that I have laid out ready for big jobs. You need big tools. So let's take a look at what I've got over here. So this is my yard waste receptacle. So I put it in here so I could throw it in the dumpster, the yard waste dumpster. So what I got here is like a dustpan, I got a rake, and I've got these clippers. I actually had power clippers, but I don't really have, it's not that big a job, so I just use these. Something to sweep with. And over here, this is going to be the big tool over here, which is my weed whacker or grass cutter. And let me give you some history on this. I bought this back in America, and I brought it with me with a big container, like with a lot of our other personal effects. And it has been working ever since. You're talking about something that's over 15 years old. So there's the gas, just gas it up, and I've got a lifetime supply. So Echo. So if you get Echo, I would gladly buy them again, unless their quality has gone down like Samsung. But here I got a bunch of string, and of course, safety first. You gotta wear shoes when you're doing yard work, because you're dealing with sharp equipment, especially when dealing power tools, and gloves, gardening gloves. Usually I have leather gloves, but this is fine. And also gotta wear safety goggles. And you can't do yard work, because if this thing starts spinning at 1,000 miles revolutions per minute, then you got debris flying all over the place, and it gets right in your eye, then you're screwed. You only got one pair of eyes, and there goes. So even in my previous careers, in all my careers, you don't have to deal with power tools, but even in my other careers, I dealt with power tools. My previous jobs, I actually used power tools also there in those jobs, and I always wore some kind of barrier for my eyes, because number one, I need to see, number two, I need to protect them. So always wear safe. So always safety first. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the weed whacker to trim all this weeds on the ground. As you can see, there's a bunch of weeds over there. So trim all this, and then I'm gonna use the clippers, the hedge clippers, to clip all this back. And then all that. So all the grass over here. And then over here in the front, gotta trim these hedges also, and trim the grass over here also. Trim this. So it's not a lot of yard work, but it would take me a long time if I didn't have my weed whacker. So I had recently repaired, so I got a weeding, trimming, edging, all that. So that's what I'm up to today. So I'll do a before and then I'll do an after. So all these weeds down here on the ground have to be trimmed. I mean, you can't really appreciate it. Here, I'll see here. That's how tall they are. So I don't want the association getting upset at me because I'm not maintaining the yard. So here it is. So look how tall this grass over here is. And weeding. So trimming the grass and weeding. Okay, that's our update. I'll do it before and after. Okay, here's the progress report. So I just took me about 2 hours to trim the grass and trim all the weeds off the driveway here. So that took me about 2 hours. So now, see, take a look. So it's cleared up all the weeds and the grass on the driveway. So now all I have to do is weed, trim the hedges like this, and sweep, and that should complete my day. Took about 2 hours to do. So as you can see, like the tall grass that was the weeds that were here, you can see over here, it's all trimmed. Trimmed this part over here also. So that's all trimmed. Trimmed that, and over here also. So all I have to do is weed and trim. So here, trimmed all the grass also. So I just have to trim these hedges over here. Trim this, weed that, and I'll be finished. And just do a few more finishing touches and I'll be done. So it's a mess right now, but here I'll cut now in the next segment. So see, you don't need Juan or Jose when you can get Bebots Only to do your yard work. You're not a man unless you can do your own yard work. Okay, all right, see you in the next part. And when we collect the yard waste like this, we put it in these biomass kind of setups. So just dump it down there like so. That's all my mess right there. And that's where the yard waste is collected. So now that I'm finished, let's take a look at the finished product. Okay, here we go. It took me about 4 hours to finish by myself, but as long as you have the proper tools, you'll get it finished in a half a day. Here's the Fortuner looking good as usual. This thing is so reliable, so saved us during our time of crisis, never let us down. That's why we're a Toyota family. But anyway, back to my yard work. So with the proper tools, it's not gonna take you all day. So it took me about 2 hours with the weed trimmer, the grass trimmer, and then these are my other tools I use. Hedge clippers, dustpan, this walis, and a rake. Got a rake. So and then of course some gas. And then let's take a look. So as you can see, all the grass has been cleared out. I trimmed it all, then swept it. I mean, it probably would be nice to have a blower, but not necessarily. The blower just kind of blows stuff all over the place without really doing anything. So my main thing was just to kind of clear the driveway out of the overgrown grass and weeds. So here's our little patch of grass over here. So trimmed that, swept that, even the stairs area. I didn't get to the planter area over here, because I said, you know what, I'm just gonna do that another time, but at least I took care of the steps. So it's nice and trim and neat looking. But this planter area I'm gonna do another time, another 4 hours. So, and then the front, let's take a look at the front. So over here, weeded this, trimmed it. So didn't do that, do it another time. But over here, so these bushes over here, trimmed it, weeded it. This bush over here, clipped it around it, cleaned it up, got it off the sidewalk there, and there you go. So swept it up so it doesn't look like some white trash living in here. So there's what our front yard looks like. There's cleaning it up, and you can see again, look at our driveway. So I'm gonna have to schedule another time for the planter and the side yard, but the main stuff I was able to take care of. Okay, so that's what my project was this morning. So I did it from like 8 to 12, and my next thing now is I gotta shower. It's been like 2 weeks since I showered, so I gotta shower next, and then I gotta cut Hero's hair. He's due for another haircut. So next project is Hero's haircut. Then after his haircut, we're gonna go on a run to try to get rid of it. He's got some belly rolls that he still needs to run off and burn off. But in the meantime, at least the driveway is nice and clear now, and the grass is trimmed, and it doesn't look like a homeowners association violation with all the grass not being landscaped properly. Okay, so you don't need Jose or Pedro to, even though Pedro's got those cousins with the cool hookups, to do your yard. As long as you have the proper tools like I do over here, then no job is too big. All right, so this is bebotsonly doing manual yard work. I'm not above that, and that's what I've been up to today. So I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Next is cutting Hero's hair and doing my daddy duties, which is taking him for a run. Well, I'm gonna be on the bike. If you wanna know where the bike is, here's the bike. Here's the folding bike over here. So the folding bike's right there. And I just kind of wheel it out, and then, but at least the boss has been nagging me about doing the yard work, so I got it done. Okay, so there, grass is fine, done. She's out right now, but when she gets home, she won't yell at me, and she said a good job, and then she'll let me go to the ball after. She's like wicked stepmother. So there, and then over here. There. Okay. So here, take a better look at the bushes, the plants. This one. Yeah. All right. Some of it we plant. Okay, I guess see you guys in the next vlog. Nos ex favela nos resurgemos.